On this edition of News Conference, it's the high court hearing Governor Gavin Newsom and Mayor Karen Bass have long anticipated, one which could have a major impact on how the city and the state approach the homeless crisis. Tomorrow morning, the U.S. Supreme Court takes up the debate over anti-camping ordinances and the homeless. We talk with Los Angeles City Attorney Hydee Feldstein Soto, who argues the current law handcuffs cities in dealing with the crisis, and Scout Katovich of the American Civil Liberties Union, who argues the case could turn homelessness into a crime. We also get the take of Loyola Law School's Jessica Levinson on what to look out for during tomorrow's hearing. And with the Paris Olympics now less than 100 days away, attention is slowly turning to the host city of the next Olympics. A conversation with sports and entertainment executive Casey Wasserman, the president of the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics Organizing Committee.
News Conference with Conan Nolan. Newsmakers, issues, impact. Your local political source for over 50 years and the longest-running broadcast in Southern California. Your host, Conan Nolan.
Good morning and welcome to the Tom Brokaw News Center here at Universal City. In a moment, while Paris is around the corner, for those planning the 2028 Olympics, there's no time to waste. We talk with the man behind what will be LA's third Olympic Games, Casey Wasserman. But first, it's called the Grants Pass decision when the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal ruled that cities cannot enforce no camping laws if a homeless person has nowhere else to go. That to do so is a violation of the 8th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, the prohibition against cruel and unusual punishment. Now the Supreme Court will decide whether it will reverse that decision. Los Angeles City Attorney Hydee Feldstein Soto's office wrote an amicus brief on behalf of petitioners. She joins us by video link. So, Madam City Attorney, thanks for taking the time. So what is it that you want from the High Court? Specifically, what is the problem with the Ninth's decision?
Well, let me start with we are not seeking to overturn or overrule the entire ruling in Grants Pass. We have been seeking clarification of the rules of the road when it comes to time, place, and manner regulations of our public areas. So we seek clarification, not criminalization.
Right. But they say, the ACLU will say that's one and the same. That you're opening Pandora's box, allowing, if you don't stick word for word to what the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals said, which is you can't penalize somebody for being homeless if they have nowhere else to go.
We have not penalized anybody for being homeless. Los Angeles laws don't allow that for a very long time. What we have done is we have said that we can enforce reasonable restrictions around sensitive areas like schools. So I think, as someone said to me very recently, the devil is in the details. Homelessness, how we regulate and govern our public areas so as to protect the legitimate interests of our kids walking to school, the legitimate interests of folks who have nowhere else to sleep and who, in fact, are facing tragedy on our streets, is something that our local city needs the flexibility to address. We are not alone in this. We are joined by the governor and the attorney general of the state of California at a state level, by Los Angeles County and the city and county of San Francisco at a county level, and by a coalition of cities across California, where we are all struggling to meet the competing demands of all of our residents.
They say, listen, you can do that. You don't need a review from the Supreme Court. This is a narrow ruling, and that you have all the laws within your purview to enforce on the city. You just can't kick somebody off for being homeless. You can move them. You can require them not to be in front of a school. You don't need this appeal.
That is all we are asking the court to do, is to confirm that we can. Because we cannot continue to spend as much money and divert as many resources as we have to lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, litigating over what we can and cannot do.
Okay, so that's the part I think people don't get. So you're talking about how every time you do something, you're sued, and you're going to court constantly because of an interpretation that say, wait a second, the Ninth Circuit says you can't eliminate this homeless encampment. You can't kick them out in front of a school. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, we settled the Jones lawsuit in 2009. We then had Boise versus Idaho, where the city of Los Angeles filed an amicus brief. We then have had this Grants Pass matter where we filed an amicus brief. We are currently embroiled in the Alliance litigation. So we have had, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. In each time where we have a resolution there is a new set of plaintiffs or there is a new lawsuit. And so it is time to put some of these matters to rest and to allow us to go forward with the business of using our resources to serve people, including those who are unhoused, not to defend lawsuits.
And finally, so does this get to the law of unintended consequences? Because, you know, we hear the legalese in an argument and there's the opinion, but then there's the application on the street. And there's frequently a major disconnect between what we hear in a courtroom and pontifications from people in the legal industry and how it's applied on the street.
As a member of the legal industry, I hope I don't pontificate too much, at least not on your show. You will always call me on it. But yes, we are dealing with the reality of our streets. And whatever the Supreme Court does, let me assure you that the city of Los Angeles will not be criminalizing homelessness. Even if the Supreme Court adopts the position of Grants Pass, which we have not supported. I mean, we have simply said we want clarity on the time, place, and manner regulations, but we do believe that the ultimate Eighth Amendment argument is valid. But even if the Supreme Court were to overrule that, the city of Los Angeles is always going to have compassion and attempt to address the needs of all of its residents, whether housed or unhoused.
The Honorable Hydee Feldstein Soto is the Los Angeles City Attorney. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day.
With a different opinion on all this is attorney Scout Katovich, who helped write an amicus brief in support of the Ninth Circuit's decision on behalf of the ACLU. She joins us from New York. Thank you. So your argument is that the Ninth Circuit's decision was appropriate, as was the use of the Eighth Amendment to keep cities from criminalizing homelessness. Do I have that right?
Yes, that's right. So we argue, and we think it's correct, that the Eighth Amendment prohibits cities from punishing people for sleeping outside when they have no choice in the matter, when they have no access to shelters. And I just want to emphasize that the case here and the question before the court is a narrow one. This is not about any kind of requirement on cities. It doesn't obligate them to do anything. All it would do if the Supreme Court upholds the Ninth Circuit decision is prevent cities from using criminal laws to punish sleeping outside when someone has no other choice.
Right. But while you say that homelessness should not be criminalized, the cities say it's too late. There are rapes, there's arson, drug pushers have set up tents, and that the Ninth Circuit decision has resulted in extreme hazards for those who live around encampments and the homeless themselves.
We all want to feel safe, but the truth is that punishing people for being unhoused and simply existing, it does not improve safety. And this case doesn't actually prevent cities from using all of the tools in their toolbox to address public safety and public health hazards. All this case does, or all this case concerns, is whether cities can punish sleeping outside when someone has no other choice.
Right, but if that's true, why is Governor Gavin Newsom, a progressive Democrat, so intent on having this overturned?
I think, frankly, it's a little bit of political theater. This is a homelessness crisis that's been caused by decades of policy and failed policy, a failure to build affordable housing. And now politicians like Governor Newsom want to say, well, I can't do anything. My hands are tied. This is the court's fault. And that's just not true.
Scout Katovich of the ACLU joining us from New York. Thanks for taking the time. Up next, Loyola Law School's Jessica Levinson, and then LA 2028, our third time hosting the Summer Olympic Games. A conversation with the man behind the movement, Casey Wasserman, when we return.